Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So in today's video I am going to be shooting with the standard definition Sony Handycam, and I'm basically just going to be giving you guys an overview of my current filming setup, my current prosumer, I guess you could call it, setup, and it's just generally what I use, and I'm just going to be giving you guys whatever information that I currently have, and maybe I could help a few people along the way. So let's just get started. Alright, so getting things started out, I've got my go-to lens here. This is the 18-55 from Canon. This is the lens that it seems that nobody actively buys, but everybody has, and it actually is a really good lens. This video was partially inspired by Digital Rev's video that they made earlier today, to where they were just pretty much, they were showing off the Humble Kit lens, and really you're going to get some pretty clear video from this. For video, really you're not going to benefit a whole lot other than for ultra wides. You may want to get something more wide, and for what I'm going to be talking about later, you're probably going to want to get something with a bit more of a zoom if you're going to be doing really any sort of nature filming, or if, let's just for say, what I use the 80mm for is, I've also got an 80mm, I've got a 28-80 on here, which is my go-to for whenever there is a certain emergency situation, like for the shootout, I actually used the 28-80 to take all those photos and the video, because when it's on a fluid head tripod, I can zoom in and I can be pretty far away, and I can still capture everything into the frame, and it's not like I'm leaving much out. And with the 18-55, it's barely a zoom. This is how you see it with your eyes, pretty much. Some argue it's between 48 and 50. I say 55 is close enough to what your eyes see. So that is one of the main reasons why you may want to invest in a more telephoto lens. But for starters, the 18-55 I think is really pretty good for some budget video lens. If you don't have it, let's just say that you've got a body, I would recommend actually getting the kit lens with that. But a lot of pros would say that you should just get an L lens to begin with, and that glass can make that, but that's more of a photography standpoint. Sure, if you want to get that really shallow depth of field, which is not really needed when you're shooting live events and stuff, and in some cases can actually hurt, I would just generally get the 50mm, but just find a generally fast 50mm if you want to get this shallow depth of field. DSLRs have pretty shallow depth of field to begin with, but at this point I am just sort of rambling on, so let's just get started and talk more about the actual features that I've kind of got on my little rig thing. So this is my usual suspect whenever I really go out. The Zoom H1 is not very good for any sort of live events or anything like that, but it's really good for the studio, and if I really felt like syncing it up, I'm pretty sure I could. But that is a really good mic for interviews and such, and it just sort of looks professional, to be quite honest. It's a better mic, and if I'm out filming, I usually have the Zoom H1 running alongside the internal mic on there. I'm working on getting myself a shotgun mic, most likely just a Rode Video Mic Go. You should probably see an unboxing of that pretty soon. And then I've got my usual suspect lens, which is, of course, the 28-80 with its nice little ProMaster little lens hood. I almost forgot the name there. But it can work really well to keep the sun out of your video if you're shooting with your back to the sun, but the sun goes down a bit and it's sort of to the side. You can get some bad lens flares, and I even occasionally just throw on like an ND filter or similar. Probably not going to focus, but you can throw off, this is not even an ND filter, this is just a straight up, pretty much just a lens protector that I've had kicking around. But I do occasionally throw an ND filter under there, and a lens hood can just generally help. Or if there are some idiots just using a flash on like one of those old 35mm cameras, those flashes, I swear, they're insane. Remember, you can probably remember at some point when you were a kid and you just thought that you found out that you could hit that thing against your palm and just make the flash go out. That was a great day for me. And then of course the T3i features its lovely viewfinder thing. Well, you got the viewfinder right there. But you can put a electronic viewfinder, which it comes in handy occasionally. I don't actually own one, especially with the T3i, it can sometimes come loose because it's held on simply using a magnet, so it connects to there and it's stuck in that position. But for the most part, with other DSLRs, even some higher end ones that are not designed for video, the T3i and the 60D were the first DSLRs designed with the video maker in mind, and so you don't actually have to buy like a external monitor that can just really drive up the price. It just has one built in with a flippy screen. Now the 70D is something that I'm really kind of excited for. I've used it a lot, and I've just tried it out in stores and everything. Every time I see a 70D, I just gotta go straight for the 70D. Because the autofocus is amazing. Now, the guys at Magic Lantern are working on a hack to where they can figure out, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that if you told the T3i what to do, it can autofocus. And this is where my favorite lens really comes in. While right now I haven't been using it much, mainly because it doesn't fit any lens cap, so if I throw it in a bag, it'd just get really, really screwed up. So until I can get a lens cap, it's not currently my favorite lens, but it's quickly becoming my favorite lens. This is my Canon 35 to 80mm. I actually got this lens for $5, and you'll never guess this. It's an old lens, but the focus is 100% silent. I don't know how I got one, but I just can't hear it focusing. Like, it focuses fast and it focuses silent. So combined with Magic Lantern autofocusing, I'm sure it's not going to work as well as the 70D, but I'm sure at some point I'd love to try out the Magic Lantern software onto the T3i, and I'm sure I could probably get some form of autofocus onto the T3i, which would, at this point, it would be such a godsend for live events. And who knows, maybe Canon is going to be generous enough to just add it on as a feature, but then that would pretty much cut sales of the 70D if the 60D could also autofocus. So this has just been a bit of a rant. I just felt like making a video. I got the old Sony Handycam that I've been using. I used this on the channel extensively before, and I grew to hate it, but now that it's to the point of where it's gotten old enough to where you just can't really hate it too much. It's a standard definition camera, and for a standard definition camera, it is what it is. So thank you just for watching this ranty video. I just felt kind of like making a video, and so I made a video. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Uploads will return. I'm getting the schedule finished. I've actually got it open in an iCal, just sort of like, not official iCal, but it's a Linux thing that was ported to Windows. That was a copy of iCal on Mac. So there will be that hosted from somewhere. I will have like an image of the upload schedule. But this is just sort of a random video that was inspired when I saw Digital Rev's kit lens video this morning. So see you guys in the next one, and until then, kick it.